Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rowan, the Lyranwitch. It's good to see you. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you stay. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being here. This channel has been growing a lot lately and I'm super grateful about it. So today we are going to be getting into some collective messages. This one is from the Bear Kingdoms. The messenger of the Bear Kingdoms for me is the Celtic goddess Artio. And Artio has been coming through with a lot of energy of protection. That's usually how she presents. She's a very stable force as well. And I feel like that's what's really needed right now for light workers. So many people I've been speaking to have been talking about how out of sorts everything is and how their timelines seem to be changing a lot or they're going through a lot of purging. So we'll use the animal deck just to get started. I ask that I be protected from any messages that would harm myself or the collective, and any energies that could do harm. Please bring through my compassionate messages today, and information that is here to help and heal. Bottom of the deck, starfish. We have the lamb, Luna moth, camel coming up in reverse, and crow coming up in reverse. Lamb speaks of vulnerability, gentleness, kindness, and healing energy. Lambs also speak of needing protection and needing guidance a lot of times. So if you've been going through a period of time where you feel like you're more out of sorts than normal and really craving direction, you're not alone. This is part of the collective energy right now. But with Luna Moth coming up here, this is going to be a temporary or transient energy, meaning it will not last for very long. As we get into the window of spring on this side of the world, on the other side of the world, it'll be the window of fall. So as we change seasons at the time I'm filming, that energy of feeling like not being sure if you have the endurance to keep moving through this, that's going to be subsiding. But what that is going to be requiring from everyone is this new level of authenticity, which I've spoken to on this channel quite a few times. But authenticity in this regard is not just limited to actions. It extends to honest communication, meaning speaking your truth. One of the reasons that I channel the crows so often and why they're one of my animals is because they tell it like it is, no matter who bothers them, no matter what people think of them, they don't care. They will make their noises, they will make their calls, they will be heard, they will be seen, and they will bother you about that message. If you connect with crows in your real life, they will start tapping on your windows for food. They will start tapping on your door. They will go to your skylight. They'll let you know when they want something. And that's really like the energy we're moving into now, is like, tell your guides what you need and mean it. Don't keep saying like, oh, but if it's your decision. Like, the guides are saying, and Artio is bringing through this message of speak your reality into existence. There is a certain amount of this like relinquishing responsibility to the creator energy, right? The creators, however you conceptualize that. But there's also like a need to step into sovereignty and self-control in this lifetime that a lot of light workers and just people who are on the spiritual path have been resistant to take on, because whenever you take on sovereignty and call in your personal energy and responsibility, that means when things go south in your life, you don't really have anyone to blame but yourself. And it's hard. Like that sucks. I know exactly what that's like. And it actually, in my personal journey, had caused me to backpedal before and be like, I don't know about this. And so if you're going through that, you're definitely not alone. And you know, one of the things about starfish is how slow moving they are. And how they have so many tiny feet that they have to all be coordinated in a very specific way to get where they're going. There's this splitness about the collective energy right now of not being sure which way you want to walk, like which limb is going where. And there's a sense of, if you can't fully decide on your own direction, you're just not going to go anywhere. Like if 2 of these legs are going one direction, the other 3 are going in a totally different direction, you're not going to get anywhere. And Starfish is really speaking to that here. Some of you also might be really confused about your life purpose or life direction here, because Buffalo typically speaks of that. And, you know, with the lightning back here, that's the energy of revelation. And that's also like your legacy. This speaks of legacy here. With Otter coming up in reverse as well, it's like, I get the sense that a lot of people right now have been realizing that some of the things that you've committed to, that you thought were expected of you in your life's journey or as like a part of your perceived legacy, were not enjoyable to you at all. And if it's not enjoyable to you, fully enjoyable, beyond the regular hiccups that can happen in life. I mean, if you really don't like something, eliminate that from your life as soon as you can. It does take time to do that, but set your intention and make it happen, because your purpose and life legacy is not going to include a bunch of stuff you hate. And that's where people are getting really hung up right now, because we are coming out of this like illusion of, you know, the Matrix, where you're just working yourself into a frenzy with the bee energy here in reverse, like working to serve this hive that you don't want to be part of and feeling really trapped because of it, with Spider in reverse. With Frog coming up here, we have the ability to overcome this and jump over this energy. But what it is requiring is wisdom. The fish in Celtic mythology is wisdom. It eats the acorns of wisdom and becomes like the knowledge keeper. And anyone who ate the fish knew everything. It's like they had access to their entire Akashic records. They had access to everything that is and everything that ever will be that you could possibly know. And with the moon coming up on this card as well, this is a reminder that in order to access your divine wisdom, you have to do the hard stuff of going through your shadow and sort of like reflecting on the fact that there's been a lot of things that have probably come up for you, if you're feeling this way and resonating with this reading, that have caused you to tack on a bunch of extra shit to your life that you thought would serve your life purpose, but isn't something that even that brings you any joy at all. Our emotions are there to give us our true north of where we're meant to go in this life, that would actually make us happy. If you're not happy, what are you doing here? That's what Artio is telling me right now. If you're wearing a mask, what are you doing here? That's not what you're here to do. And you know it, is what I'm being told. Dragonfly is coming up in reverse here. If you've been feeling disempowered, there's all these energies coming up. If you're feeling disempowered, this is a reminder that you are the weaver of your own reality here. You're the one calling the shots, ultimately. There are things that will crop up that you have to navigate around, but the more you agree to that you dislike, the more energy it requires to undo that shit and to rebuild your web. I feel that some of you may have to back off certain things and slowly back out now, instead of just being able to take the dive. But remember, with Wolf here, you can always reach out for support with this. There's so many people going through this right now, and this is a part of the ascension journey. This is a part of raising your energy and connecting to the galaxy, connecting to also your ancestors and your personal power. And this is just reminding you, like with the Phoenix card coming up here, no matter how deep you are into a life that you don't like, everything can change. Everything can change. And does change. You know, you can create a life that you love, but it does not happen overnight. It takes concentrated, focused action, and focus is the key word here. This is something that's been coming up a lot. Manifesting things into reality takes time and a little bit of real effort towards the thing that you want every day. So every day, look at your life and think, what would I be doing if money wasn't involved? And I know how silly that seems, but don't shit on it because it works. It does work. I can attest to this. And you figure out how to monetize those things later. The first step is realizing the outline of how you want your daily life to look. And once you realize that, look at the things that you dislike and first start to make moves to eliminate those things. Then start adding the things that you want and putting in the groundwork for it. You might not be able to just up and quit your job. Most of us can't do that. Like, I didn't do that. I went through a whole lot to get to where I am for this. But what I'm saying is, it will take time, but you can set up that groundwork months or years in advance to the point where when it's time, you are good to go. But you have to make one little effort towards your journey every day. And that adds joy to your life every day because you are adding more things that you love and getting rid of more things that suck. And that's never a bad thing. They want me to use the dream deck. Yeah, with Mother Wart here, if you do feel connected to the energy of the bears, Artio is a divine mother. Like, that's her energy, her purpose. She's one of the divine creator energies. And again, the moon here coming up. Very connected to the ancestors as well. Bears are protective of their cubs and of their family. And look, she's a protector. I've been saying all this stuff since the beginning. They never make me look stupid. Artio is a really good balance of the passive and assertive energies. So like masculine and feminine. So no matter what you're looking for, she's a really powerful energy to connect with. She's also, I'm glad she brought this up. She's also a goddess of renewal, second chances, and rebirth because, yep, the next card, the bear, right? So bears come out of hibernation. Every winter they go into like a mini death, which is like part of the shamanic journey, right? Like you go into a mini death, you face death, and you come out the other side reborn. And that's exactly what she does, and she assists with this process. In fact, she oversees this process, and she protects those who go through it and who consent to going through it. Because if you're someone who feels like you've gone through dark nights of the soul over and over and over and over again, it's probably because you didn't consent. You were resisting the change that needs to happen. And death is a natural part of life. If something is dying away in your life, it might be time to look at that and let it go. Yeah, as above, so below. Right here, this is the shamanic journey card. Balance and spirit versus matter. Like I said, the shamanic journey coming up right there. Yeah, we also have the Great Web here, talking about interconnection. Her connection with the stars and the galaxy. Ursa Major and Minor are the constellations that the bears are connected with. And being able to flow with the changes. Again, consenting to letting things go. Consenting to the death process because it's inevitable. It's a part of life. The more that you resist it, the more you're going to suffer. She's a very straightforward energy. I know I'm usually a little bit softer with some of these readings, but she's one of my guides, and she comes in and she's just like, this is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. This is about driving in your own life, taking the steering wheel in your own life. Car out of control or speeding. Cars represent your path in life or the direction you're currently taking. An out of control or speeding car suggests that you might be veering off track or moving faster than you should. You may be heading for danger in some area of your life. For example, rushing with not enough thought into a new relationship or leaving an established one, or plunging too hastily into a big life change, such as a new job or relocation, although the warning could be about something less serious, like a vacation plan. If you aren't the driver, the dream may be telling you that you ought to be. Someone may be leading you astray, or perhaps you're being influenced by another's agenda. A driverless car often points to powerlessness, a sense of aimless drifting. If this interpretation seems probable, try to identify the forces that control you and consider how to regain initiative. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. I had to plug my phone back in, or my computer back in. So yeah, we have this energy of like needing to take control, needing to assume the driver position in your own life. We also have the Apocalypse card coming up. And what this refers to, for me, is like negative thinking about scenarios that are out of your control, or trying to control things that are like too much for one person to ever try, and like being afraid of change, basically. So it says Apocalypse. Contrary to what you might expect, a dream of the world ending is typically an exciting and positive sign, because brave new beginnings always follow. So this is like, that's the positive way of looking at it. I feel like this may be a group, if you're resonating with this message, this is a reminder not to look at the worst case scenario every single time that you think about a change. You might be somebody who catastrophizes situations a lot. Yeah, and then we have somebody jumping out of a plane, like taking a big jump. Change may feel really dangerous for this group. Flying without wings. It says flying without wings in a dream is almost always an exhilarating positive symbol. It's a celebration of something happening in your waking life that gives you, or will soon give you, a high. Yeah, perhaps you feel you have achieved, or on the brink of, something significant. This deep satisfaction can relate to relationships, travel, your professional life, or a personal project, whether creative or practical. However, it may also come from a sense of freedom, the lifting of restrictions after a period of confinement, or perhaps a leap forward in your personal development. If the flying is easeful, this confirms that you're feeling self-assured and positive, euphoric even. Pay attention to the direction you're flying. Upwards, flying high, suggesting spiritual growth or worldly ambition. Downwards, or flying low to the ground, suggests newfound determination and strength. Backwards suggests happy memories. I'll get one more dream card. Artio, what else would you like me to pass along, please? Some of you may also have anxiety related to, I'm hearing, relationship styles. What is the term for this? It's whenever you feel confined by agreeing to something that's long term. I feel that some of you might have that with your future and be in analysis paralysis because you're not sure of what could happen. So it's like, if I don't make a move, then I can't mess it up. I think that you can't mess it up if you make a move. You always have time to course correct. That's something I'm being told here. Yeah, it's okay. Let it go. Get some tarot. Oh, something else that was coming up is about, when I was plugging the computer back in, this popped into my head. It was about haters. And how, if you're really keeping your life in a stagnant place, you have the propensity to become really angry with people who are doing what you want to do. Like, you may waver between feeling really excited and inspired by them and infuriated and envious. And this is something to look at in yourself, because sometimes we can end up in analysis paralysis and stuckness and being unwilling to make a move forward in life because we're afraid of haters as well, because we go through envy and we know how aggressive that can feel. So being on the other side of that and being the one that is being envied is very uncomfortable. or it can be. But what I want you to know is that anyone who's feeling that way, that energy like falls off of you if you are really like in your like paced in your own race and not paying attention to what anyone else is doing and enjoying your life. It becomes very easy to ignore these type of energies. You know, evil eye really can't stick to people who aren't looking. Like, you just don't care. You know, it's the medicine of the duck, where the water just slides right off of them. Yeah, here's the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is complete fulfillment, especially in work and like a very stable home life. And I feel like this might be where a lot of this is coming from for this group, is like wanting to change your job, home, and relationship. Stuff like that. I feel like it's job for many of you. We also have the Queen of Wands. This came up in reverse. This is lack of passion, okay? And we have the Eagle energy here, which is the energy of the process of mastery. And this is something that Artio helps with as well and really speaks of to me in general, is how mastery isn't something that's just gained one day. Like, you don't just wake up and be amazing at something. It's not even a grind. It's like an obsession and something that you really are passionate about, that you do every day just a little bit. And it's something that's honed in over years, and it never becomes boring because you're only in competition with yourself. You know, it's just trying to master your own energy, master your own craft, and really, again, turning that focus inward instead of outward. You know, there will be a time whenever you can overcome any kind of urges that you had to look at people outside of you with envy, because if you're completely in your process and in your power and really enjoying your process of mastery, then it becomes really easy to look beside you and see the other people who are like at the same point in their journey or a little bit ahead, and get really excited without feeling envy, like feeling compersion for those people, where it's like, I'm not there yet, but this makes me really excited for you. This really inspires me that you're doing this. I love watching you do this. It's very exciting. With the Two of Pentacles, I feel that many of you are, again, in this state of, there's like a balance happening, and you're figuring out what change you're getting ready to make. This is still in the mental realm right now. Nothing has been done yet, but this is a reminder, a death has to occur. I know this is a very morbid deck, but I love this deck. But anyway, like, something has to be gone and buried for the next thing to come in. You have to let go of your old life to have a new life. Like, there's a certain point where it oh my god, I just opened it to the death card. You can't make it up. Death, endings, closure. What's beneath this? Okay, we have Witch Hazel, which is future, generations, and optimism. This is typically like my legacy card. So again, like, this is talking about legacy and divine purpose. And then Eld Mother, which talks about fears, nightmares, and foreboding. Some of you may be literally having nightmares about this, about making this change, or nightmares about continuing the life that you have right now. Because I did have the dream card. Dream cards come out. The nightmares are something that will fizzle out over time. And it'll come whenever you can make peace with the fact that you have to let go. You have to let go of whatever it is that's freaking you out. Let it be a ghost. A ghost pipe. Journey is distance and perspective. Try to zoom out a little bit on the situation that's freaking you out about your life right now. Try to zoom out and remember, this is just one part of your journey. This is not the end-all be-all thing. This is not your end-all be-all situation. There's no such thing. It can't be. You are not trapped. There is always a solution. And the solution is going to come to you when you can stop catastrophizing your life. And that may sound really weird, but there's never going to be a change, I can attest to this, while you are obsessively hating what you're going through. You have to get to a place of neutrality or enjoyment in your day-to-day life. You have to add in little things that you can enjoy or feel neutral about so that you're not miserable every step of the way. If you're miserable, you will not get the guidance from spirit and from your inner self that you need to let things go. You won't get the guidance to get out of the scenario that you might be in right now that seems like a stuck area. We have Luna Moth coming up again. Again, this is a temporary energy. Some of you may have Luna Moth as one of your guides. And whenever Luna Moth comes up as an animal ally, it's to remind us that nothing lasts forever. So if you're somebody that tends to not latch on to anything, or conversely latch on to things and never want to let go, Luna Moth is a beautiful guardian to assist with that you can ask into your meditations. Ask to watch over your dream state. They actually have a lot of energy in common with the unicorns as well. I just felt called to tell you guys that. So this also speaks of invisibility, hiding, and discretion. Some of you are in a position right now where you feel like you need to hide, or you would be ostracized by whoever you're around. You feel that. But Spirit is saying, here's the travel card with the dragon. Spirit is saying that there are people that are exactly like you, and people you could be friends with, like a whole group, okay? And they are elsewhere. Like, you need to travel to these people. So if there's somewhere that you've been thinking about moving, this is your sign. That came up in a recent reading as well. Start researching places that are open to whatever it is about your life that you want to move into. You know, if you're an artist, look for art towns that really appeal to you. If you are an outdoors person, go somewhere outdoorsy. You know, it may take time to save to get there or do what you need to do to get there, but you got to get there. You can't just live your life in an office or whatever you're doing that you hate so much and think you're going to somehow magically teleport to that. You can't do it. You have to use your intelligence, you have to use your cunning, and you have to find a way to make that happen. And there's plenty of ways to make it happen, is what I'm being told. You just have to get creative. There's too much momentum. Pause is needed. So the momentum that Artio is speaking about here is the momentum of negativity. It's like it's only highlighting one thing over and over again. So you might be hyper-focusing on, I'm going to use the example of work because Spirit keeps talking about it, but it could be different for everybody here. Oh my God. Okay, it's work. Here's the work card. Oh my God. Oh, anyway. Yeah, if you have a job that you really hate and you just keep obsessively thinking about how much you hate this job, try not to think about the job when you're not there. Try not to ruminate on the job when you're not there. Do what you have to do to get through this job. Or leave that and find a job that will get you through till the next thing. You know, if you have the ability to find a job that would support you, that maybe isn't this job, try to do that instead and then save to get to the next place. Or start a savings if you can manage to get through and get to a more neutral place. I'm just throwing out suggestions, but you understand what I mean. Like, come up with solutions of how you can change your mindset, because you have to change your mindset first. And once you can do that and at least get to neutral, you can start to think of ideas to make the changes you need to make, to move or whatever you need to do. Some of you are just really busy as well. And there's a call to, like, literally pause. Like, if you can let go of certain obligations and just give yourself a rest weekend, or, you know, something like that. You know, don't feel embarrassed or vulnerable or ashamed to say that you need to rest. Everybody needs that sometimes. And even if you have people around you who don't make you feel like it's okay to do that, that's just another validation that it might be time to go. Some of you might be just really busy parents as well, and just be tending to your kids a lot and just need a bit of a break, if possible, like giving yourself an extra, like, little bit of time in the morning or a little bit of time at night to, like, you know, have some me time if possible. Or if you have people in your life who can babysit, maybe see if they can. But I know that's not tenable for everybody. Yeah, unable to find a restroom just came up. And this talks about, again, like needing a rest. Spirit is saying that one of the ways that you might be able to change your focus, I've actually done this before, is by adding in a snack to look forward to, or making sure that your lunches are nice if you hate your job, so that you have like one little beacon in the middle of this thing that you hate that you can look forward to. It'll start to change your mindset. This is something that I really did when I was like really down and wasn't doing well. You know, add in these little like like save areas or whatever, if you want to think of it like a video game, like little nice areas where you can rest for a second and be like, okay, this is a good moment though. Like, a lot of things really suck right now, but I have this, and hold on to that energy and, you know, find the positivity in it and start to expand on that positivity as you can. We're going to close this out. I feel like this energy is coming to a close here. I'm feeling like more of the herbal deck will be good. Any closing messages from Artio, please, for the collective? I'm happy she wanted to connect with everyone because she connects with me a lot, and I've never gotten the go-ahead, or I haven't gotten the go-ahead in a long time to share. She was on my Patreon a few times, I think. All right. Some of these are repeats. Yeah, this is just kind of summing up what's already come up. So we have the Rebirth card, which is connected to Reishi. Reishi may be supportive for some of you here. So if you get really stressed out at work, for example, you might want to switch to, you know, a coffee, like a mushroom coffee replacement. Or, you know, reishi is really good for your immune system. So you might just be run down, and taking reishi could help you with that. Tinctures work really well with reishi. The Great Web. So again, everything is connected in this life and the next. So just remember, this is one small blip in your life. You will not be here forever. Try to enjoy the moments you can so that you're not just trying to get through every second, but, you know, don't focus on the things that are not making you happy. If you have a way to, like, give yourself punctuated moments of joy, really try to focus on that, because that's going to help you figure out where else in your life you can start to add good things. Once you remember what it feels like to feel good, it becomes easier to know what isn't working and find ways to move away from that. And with the multiflora rose here, in the little nest, it says antagonism, conflict, and disharmony. Artio is talking about moving away from people who bring conflict to your life. So if you have a lot of people around who are really adding to your discomfort, anxiety, or just like trashing your dreams anytime that you bring them up, take a step back from those people. Really try to move away from them and be quieter about your next move. Like, keep your moves to yourself, because if somebody crushes your energy at the very beginning, it becomes harder and harder to get that momentum going again. And momentum is what needs to pause and restart for you. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you all again for being here. It's so nice to see this channel growing. I really enjoy reading your comments. I will be getting to what I have already in the next few days. And if you would like to work one-on-one with me, you can find that information in my bio. My website is lyranwitch.com. My email is lyranwitch@gmail.com. There's no other way to book with me. So Please don't get scammed. I have had impersonators. So if somebody replies pretending to be me in the comments, but there's no special banner, it's not me. I can't change that. All you can do is go in and, block and report. But yeah, I would love to work with you guys one-on-one if you feel called to that. I'm here for personal readings, so they're much more detailed than these. One-on-one energy healing, animal communication readings, and coaching. So that's what I have for you guys today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.